Figure fight club, we're repping the crew, battle on the floor. It's me and you, pulls them up right. Let the showdown begin. In this action figure world, we're destined to win. Got my action force, they ready to strike. Transformers roll out, they're ready for the hype. Marvel and DC, heroes in the ring. With every epic clash, hear the crowd sing. Figure fight club, we're repping the crew.
Titan Toy Expo.
Join us in Nashville, Tennessee for the Creators Crown Awards. Over $5,000 in cash prizes. Different categories for submission including Best Diorama, Best Original 3D Sculpt, Best Custom Action Figure, and Best Action Figure Photography. Bring your submissions to this year's Titan Toy Expo, October 25th and 26th. Learn more about the event at creatorscrownawards.com.
Flash in the night, join the figure fight club where legends ignite. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, we'll make our stand. From Megatron to Starscream, they're ready to fight. With every twist and turn, they light up the night. Collectors gather round, it's a sight to behold. With stories of valor and legends retold. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes jam. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, they'll make our stand. So grab your figures, let's make some noise. In the arena of action, we're all just toys. With every epic showdown, we'll cheer and we'll shout. In the Decepticast, there's no room for doubt.
What up, everybody? Welcome to episode, what are we on, number 9? We are almost at that number 10 episode. That'll be next week. So today's episode is spicy. We're doing spicy two weeks in a row. So why don't we get to adding our co-host? I'd like to welcome Anna.
Hello, good evening. And yeah, we're going to be spicy again because we're going to talk about, we're going to hurt some feelings. We're going to talk about things that make people sad.
One feeling that I can think of is fear.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some fear.
Well, so, like how we normally start a show, pickups or just something you want to show off. I don't have any pickups. Did you get any pickups this week, Anna? I do have something to show off.
Technically, no. As far as opening things, sure, because I've got a bit of a pile of things that aren't opened in my back room.
Right.
I opened these guys, the Hearts of Steel 2-pack.
Is that the second set or the first set?
This is the second set. This is the one that just came out
Okay.
recently. It's the Bumblebee and the Megatron, right? And you've got the Megatron, which a lot of people are really excited by because I mean, look at this thing. It's freaking classic cannon on wheels, artillery doohickey. It's very fun, but there's just a pair of legs behind it, so a lot of times with mainline Hasbro figures, you got to kind of conceal the not so pretty parts of them.
And that was kind of the similar with the Galvatron, the Studio Series Galvatron. His legs was the rear as well.
Yeah, and it's kind of how they do cannons. And I totally get it. There is a hitch part for a cannon like this. This represents the hitch part, but it doesn't represent it very well. And it doesn't really look like much, which is a little bit more plastic. They could have done something to cover this or blend it in or whatever, but they didn't. And that's kind of the moral of the story. The Bumblebee is a much more coherent vehicle mode. He's a very nice little train. Awful robot though. Absolutely terrible. I cannot stand the bot mode on this thing. So it's going to be a train forever.
Now, if you had tracks, could it fit on tracks and roll on it?
The wheels work. It could roll. I don't know if there's any tracks that fit these wheels exactly because I'm not a trained person, but it could theoretically roll. So I give the set a good old okay. But you know, it's Bumblebee collecting is kind of a crazy thing in my brain that I do, and wanting this is a very logical thing because it's super cool.
Right. Well, it's like an actual legitimate bonus 2-pack that you don't mind spending.
Yeah, I don't mind either piece. I knew I would be disappointed in the Bumblebee because I have the MFT release of this train from years ago. Mech Fan Toys did a train that was the Bumblebee, and it could be Centurion, and they made it in Thomas the Tank Engine, and I have the Thomas the Tank Engine version. And it is so much better than this, like as far as a toy. Like the detailing on it isn't as good, but like actual quality of transformation and toyness is better.
It makes you wonder if these molds will lead to a Thomas the Tank Engine crossover in the future.
An official Thomas the Tank Engine crossover would be fantastic. I'm all for it. It'd be so silly.
I mean, because you would think it's probably hitting kids at that right point, you know, if they did do it.
You do have to get out your MP tracks to see, because it was the first thing I thought when he said it was, why would I put this on top of tracks? He's just a blue sports car. Why would I put this on top of him? That would be weird. But then I got it right. Tracks, train tracks. That's what I got.
So before I show off mine, I want to say hello to some of our viewers in the chat. We got Minhoza saying hello to all. HGC is in the chat. Peter Moline. Zaldron is here tonight in the chat. And Super K44. So I appreciate you guys hopping in and saying hello. So what I'm going to show off is kind of to what we're discussing tonight with like fear of missing out. So I have the Superior Unicron. And by superior, I think it does better than what Hasbro did. Just because it looks like a better Unicron. Because he has clean legs. He's got a clean backpack. Now the thing with this, he's basically mirrored from front to back. But there's no backpack or flaps on his back. So the funny thing with this is, I had the HasLab Unicron, and you're never going to get a Unicron to scale with Masterpiece or even mainline Transformers. You'll never find one that'll scale. So, seeing as how much the HasLab was going for when I sold it, then they did a reissue of this where it had more tune accurate colors. So I was like, all right. This is like a quarter of the cost, not even a quarter of the cost of the HasLab Unicron. So I went with this.
So what Caleb's holding up is the Studio Cell Unicron, right? The third-party version. It's been released in multiple different colors. It's been released a few different times now. It's a very solid, good mold that a lot of people like, and it's still available in the $300 range, right? Like you can still go and find that thing for the $300 price tag. It's not as big as the HasLab Unicron, but it is a more finer polish. It's more that MP-like quality.
It's probably close to 20 inches tall. It's not short by any means.
No.
But it's not the HasLab height. But highly recommend if you want a Unicron, because like I said, you're never going to find a Unicron to scale. I don't even think you could find a Unicron head to scale. Like, you know how they've been hinting that there's going to be a Studio Series 86 Unicron?
Yeah, I agree with you. You really can't get a Unicron to scale, so you might as well just get whatever's fun for you. Like, just get the one that works for you best. I still have my Armada one. It works for me. Like, it's a really fun toy. Like, the Armada toy is a really cool toy. It definitely stood out and did a great job 200 years ago. Thank you, HTC. We agree. It's just like,
sick.
I don't know. Honestly, as a toy, as a like piece of Transformers toy history, it seems cooler than the HasLab or Studio Cell because it's just more fun
Yep.
to play with. You know, it's got missiles and lights and goofiness.
I remember being a 20-something dude and walking through the toy aisle and seeing that. And I was like, wow, that's cool. They made a Unicron toy. Because that was
I
kind
remember
of
doing
before
that
I was
too.
really correcting.
I took it home with me. I wasn't really collecting much at the time because I didn't like Armada, but I liked, and that I was not disappointed. And I've never been disappointed in that toy. Like it kind of went to the recesses of my collection for years, and now it's like, why is it in the recesses of my collection? It's really cool.
Right.
So I guess we can just like we can cut the yapping and say what the topic is, right?
And get right into it.
Tonight's topic is:
do you fear missing out on Transformers?
I like the next slide. There we go.
Yeah.
So we can establish what is FOMO, or the fear of missing out, right? FOMO is this term that's thrown around all the time of this anxiety that makes us get things that we might be hesitant to get, that we might not really be able to afford super well, that we might have missed out on in the past, and now we don't want to miss out on it again. It's all about thinking that if we don't get something now, we're going to either not be able to get it in the future, or we'll miss out certain parts of enjoying it if we don't get it now.
So, I kind of led us into this, but
yeah.
here's the
So
example.
I missed out on the first HasLab. Right, this whole HasLab thing was new. It was weird. What are they doing? They're making a Transformers, biggest Transformer ever, whatever they wanted to say at the time. And it was Unicron, and it was okay, right? Like, there's a picture of its face. If you've never seen HasLab Unicron, go look him up. He's got some really unique kibble. He's very, very big. He's got some cool play features. He looks like your Siege, War for Cybertron era stuff as far as details and everything. Very, very big. Quite the effort to transform. And when he came out, he was under $600. So this is a form of missing out, right? Because if you didn't get him at the time, you can actually still get one. I don't think it's ever been hard to get him if you have infinite money, which you probably don't. So now it is, a $2,000 to $3,000 figure, depending on level of, completeness, sealedness, whatever you want. This will cost you, well over $2,000. I mean, the most recent sold one I saw was like $2,900.
So, like, one of the things that I was thinking of, when this HasLab came out, so like what HGC just mentioned about all the different pre-orders that we had at the time. Also, the MP44 Optimus Prime, the be-all end-all Optimus Prime came out about this time. This was revealed at SDCC like a week before TFCon Toronto, so people were just spending money like crazy when this was announced. And I think that might have led to a lot of people missing out in purchasing this. And I think you're muted.
I was helping my dog. Sorry. I was saying that they pushed it multiple times to get it to fill, right? To get it to back fully.
Yeah, was it like another month they gave it? And they extended it?
Yeah, it was something like that. They extended it quite a bit, and it definitely felt a bit artificial the way that it funded. Like, it felt like they kind of pushed it because they didn't want it to be another Cookie Monster that didn't fund. Right. So yeah, it definitely is something, because not that many got produced, right? So a lot of people missed out on getting it that probably wanted it. And a lot of people bought it on the aftermarket. And a lot of people have owned it and gotten rid of it too, like my co-hosts, right? And several of our friends.
And like, so I didn't get it on the initial pre-order. I actually got it through BBTS and paid, I think, like a $200 markup. So, but I didn't have to put anything down, or I think I had to put a little bit down, but I didn't. But it wasn't like, you know, the whole $575. Oh, HCC and DevCon, yeah, and that got reissued as well.
Yeah, Cosmos
that kind of leads into,
right?
Huh?
Cosmos is another one, right? People got worried that they wouldn't be able to get Cosmos, so they were paying crazy prices for that Cosmos, like, you know, well over $100 for an okay mainline Hasbro Deluxe. So that fear of missing out, like, it just, if you miss out, what happens, right? Is your collection incomplete forever? Like, can I never say that I have a complete War for Cybertron collection because I don't have Unicron, right? Technically, I can't say I have every War for Cybertron figure. I can't say I have every Unicron figure because I'm missing this guy.
I would say you're better off a little bit with War for Cybertron because they're not numbered like, say, Classified is. And that number just hits you and you're like, oh, I gotta have that missing number out of my collection.
Poe mentioned that they got all the Seekers and they came out with better molds. I remember the effort I was going to hunt that 3-pack, the Rainmakers 3-pack in Siege. Like, I actually went to effort to find that, thinking that it would be hard to find, thinking that if I didn't get it, it would sell out. And it got clearanced, right? Eventually. It was hard to get it first. And Transformers tend to go in phases where they're hard to get it first, then they go up in price heavily, and then they come back.
Yeah. So let's continue on. It's like I said, this is the FOMO show, so there'll be quite a few more topics going through. So next we are going to do some official toy news. And like all official toy news, it is brought to you by Collecticons.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah. Yo, not right, man.
We now return to the Transformers.
So don't forget to head to Collecticon Toys and enter the code that you see on the screen right now, FFC10, to get 10% off your entire order. And I believe, I don't know if it was anybody that last week that purchased that Devastator Blocky kit. I think some folks did use that code, so keep it up. And I know Collecticon has that Blocky Devastator kit on pre-order right now, and I think it's due out September, October in the States, so keep a lookout if you want that Blocky's Devastator. Speaking of Blockies, I know, Anna, you did a little searching for this last night. Did you find any easy means to get this thing?
I did not find easy means to get it. You may have noticed that I actually do want it.
Yeah.
You may have figured that out. But I do kind of love how stupid this thing is. I don't get any of the references or anything, but it's a goofy pink Optimus Prime bear, so it's very silly and very fun. It looks like it's limited to 99 units. It's actually limited to 999 units if you look at the not so fine print of the rest of the document. There is going to be some release globally, so we will have a chance to get it. But here's just like an example of something that is being marketed as miss-outable, right? Like, it's being marketed as, this is limited, you're gonna miss it, you better spend extra money or do extra effort or fly to China or whatever in order to get this thing, right? Probably not, right? Because this is weird. This is a pink bear Optimus Prime, very large blocky. A 25 centimeter blocky is pretty dang big, right?
See, and I didn't catch that till the slides I added just like 5 minutes before the show, because they added more pictures of the more traditional looking Optimus Prime.
Just how big it is?
Yeah, they show how the head opens up, and it's a mech. It's a mech suit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun, weird thing, but like, not everyone in the fandom wants, even a like Cybertron mode Ratchet, right? Like, not everybody is after some sort of random, movie reference, semi-obscure toy. Not everybody wants a classic canon Megatron, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even fewer people in our fandom want a weird pink teddy bear thing, right? This kind of stuff, when they make it so strange and obscure and then make it limited, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually going to be that hard to get.
And it ties with your flagship character, Optimus Prime. So
it does. Yeah. If you're an Optimus collector, you have to have this one to be complete, right?
Right. And so this is the more traditional Optimus Prime look, and I don't think it's limited like the pink one is.
And it's just as big, right?
Yeah, same size. Because if you look on the picture on the right, you can see all the minifigures that fit inside its head. So these are the pictures Blocky's just dropped right now, like within 5-10 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, those do have a few points of articulation, don't they? They're probably not quite Defender Blockies, but they're still not the tiniest things ever.
So it kind of has that arc feel on the inside with the globe, the hologram globe in the middle.
It does. It's really fun. It reminds me of we were walking around Target the other day looking at their clearance, and we saw that they had the one of the larger pop figure sound waves on clearance, and he had the little hatch that you could put a cassette in to pilot him, because that same mold was used for a Megazord. So it reminds me of another line that really likes to jump the shark sometimes. With the pop figures. This is kind of shark jumpy.
Yeah, I like HGC's analogy.
It is. Yeah, no, it's like the Godfather center that the kids are in.
Yeah. So speaking of the Ark, it looks like we're getting our next storage container to replace the Sharkticon.
Yeah, I never got any of those Sharkticon containers, but here's another one.
Yep. So I have plenty of pieces, so I'll try to figure out a way to pick this up.
I'm sure it'll get sold somewhere, relatively easy. But you have another picture there, right? You have the Unicron
it seems
as well.
to be on topic or just popular tonight for sure.
Yeah, it's a little, like I said, I don't know. I feel like Blockies might be jumping the shark a little bit. I know our watchers here and you and a lot of people are really loving Blockies right now. But gosh, Unicron heads, teddy bear thingies, super limited runs, Devastator kits that were made way too difficult to get. I don't know. They're doing a whole lot for something that is still relatively new to our fandom.
Yeah. Well, and they seem to be hitting the 86 movie pretty hard, because this most recent wave has multiple forms of Rodimus. And, I mean, I would imagine that head is on a port to display it where there could be other pieces to him.
Oh, goodness. You're right. They could. They could. Abo, would you really want to buy a torso?
As long as it's not exclusive to China and I have to just get lucky on Show Z.
Yeah, for sure. What if instead of it being a body, what if that was compatible to pop onto the HasLab or something?
Or compatible to put if you had the Cybertron toy from Studio Cell.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Use it as a moon.
Yeah, or you could pop them if he just popped on different Titans, so he could be possessing them with Unicron cells.
Yep.
I don't know. Sounds like some plot that would happen.
Yeah. So there was quite a bit of Blockies drop. So we were leaked some of these names earlier in the beginning of Decepticast. So here's the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, the face removing Optimus Prime. multiple. And then he has his jet wing accessories that he stole from or was given. And and this is, so it says champion class in the corner. So I wish I had my champion class. So champion class is just another name for their classic class. I don't know why, like the front of the box says classic class, and then in little writing in the bottom corner, sort of how these pictures are, it says champion class. But if you're used to getting any of the classic class, at least the new classic class, like the stuff they've done with Transformers 1, this should be a pretty decent toy to put together and scale a lot bigger than your Galaxy class. Not a lot bigger, but almost an inch. They like that Megatron was almost an inch taller than some of your other Galaxy class. And then
I feel like they're just getting bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Here's a
classic class
breakdown
is
of
getting larger.
all the accessories.
Comes with a nice stand instead of just their usual stand.
Yep, it's got a flight stand yeah, so instead of two pieces, you're actually getting a post to put them in flight.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want it because I just don't really care about Bayverse stuff, but it's neat.
The next one though might tickle your fancy.
I know. What if they did all the primes? What if they did all the primes from Transformers 1 so that you could have a collection of prime statues instead of your kind of mess of transforming figures of various sizes that we're getting from Hasbro? You just get a nice, consistent 13 figures to put in a little display. Wouldn't that be neat?
Right. Well, all right. So when they did post this on Blocky's Weeaboo page, they hopefully the translation wasn't bad, but it almost sounded like this might be the final Transformers 1, and they might be moving on to other properties in Transformers. So sadly, we might not get all the primes.
It'd be so good if they did, though. It'd be so much
Right.
more interesting. Looks really good, though. Like, that's a really nice looking figure. It's really fun. Might have to get it.
Yep. I think people already have this in hand, and I saw a picture where Sentinel Prime was like holding half of Megatronus's body after like he deceived him. Spoilers. All right. So moving on from Blockies, now we're back to that discount store that that Anna says I probably pronounced these wrong, but the Aldi's. The all day premium paint edition cone heads. So we kind of went over these a little bit last week when Anna showed off. Who did you have? Kickback and Bumblebee?
Oh, Cliffjumper.
Cliffjumper.
And I was actually thinking about those more. I was messing with them as they sit on my desk. They're not over here now because they're over in a display now. But they're actually pretty good for the tiny size. Like, I was looking at the butterfly joints in their shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who puts butterfly joints on a figure that small? Those guys are this big. And They have butterfly joints in the shoulders. They actually have rotating wrists. They have ankles. They're really fully featured for tiny, tiny figures. And these guys are about twice as big. So they actually are pretty nice little action figures.
Yeah, so here's the cone heads, and then also with this like premium paint wave is a 2-pack with Soundwave toy deco version and I can't remember his name. The Diaclone Colors Perceptor. What was the name they gave him?
Magnificus.
Magnificus. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I was trying not to sneeze.
Oh, you're good.
I had to help you.
Timing.
One of our listeners just commented that maybe the prime figures that we're currently getting from Hasbro aren't so great, so it's nice to have options, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's nice to have options. I'm going back and forth on those so hard because like Onyx and some of the other ones that are coming in the future look so cool. But yeah, I didn't really want Alchemist Prime, and I don't want Prima, and
Are those the deluxe ones? Could that be part of the reason why?
those are the smaller ones. Yeah, I can't remember if Alchemist a Voyager or a Deluxe. I can't remember because I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
looking
not
at
the best
pictures of it
person to
earlier
ask.
today, trying to get myself excited about it. But I can't get excited about it.
And then before we move on to the next slide, welcome Sneaky Figures and Bash Creates 23. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy. All right, next. So Evan Brooks from one of the Hasbro developers, he's usually behind a lot of the Studio Series stuff. Posted some images of the Lio Kaiser, the HasLab. Anna, did you back this? I can't remember if you did.
I
or
did
not.
not. I did not. I have the Iron Factory set, and before that, I had the TFC set. Right, like I'm a big fan of Lio Kaiser. I'm a big fan of Victory's designs. Transformers Victory has some really neat designs. I skipped this one because I kind of don't like it. Right, like partially, it's partially that I don't like it, and it's partially that I have 2 other versions of the set that I'm probably going to trim down to 1. Just keep the Iron Factory set. But it's just like, I don't know. It didn't really like rock my world. But going with our topic, right? Our topic of fear of missing out. I am kind of like, this will be the first. So I skipped the first HasLab because of where I was, monetarily at the time. Just didn't really feel like investing in Unicron. But even though I didn't like the Unicron, had I been at the level I am financially right now, I would have bought it just for fear of missing out. And it was really hard not to get the Lio Kaiser for that reason. Like it was really tough on me not to just get it, just to say that I get to play with it with everyone else. Because a bunch of my friends are going to get this thing, and they're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be like, oh yeah, that looks great, whatever.
Yeah, and it was a little tempting, but it doesn't go with anything. I would rather get the Iron Factory if I were to get any at this point. But
the Iron Factory is really good, right? Like they are really good figures. You get pretty decent value for them being high quality Legends figures with a lot of extra parts. You get the multiple ways to do their chests, multiple ways to do their weapons, multiple ways to do the breast animals. They're really fun. And these guys just look like deluxes that are going to be very, very hindered by their transformation and combining features, where they're not going to be the best figures of these 7 guys.
Yeah.
I do think it's really cool to get Death Cobra in there, though. Like, that's great.
So if you guys haven't noticed, take a look at the chat. We do have a poll that's up that kind of relates to this part of the discussion, part of the slideshow. So check that out. We got 9 votes in right now. So let's see what how you guys are thinking.
Well, before we get to them, what about you? Are you going to get the Iron Factory, or are you just going to go without it until there's a proper MP one?
I'm just going to go without for right now.
Because TFC did an MP-ish scale. Like, it's kind of not really an MP look. It's kind of like a Generations look almost, but kind of MP looking. I don't know. I have it. I can show it off if anyone really wanted to see it. Let me know, and I can show it off some later. Not right now. It's not here.
Didn't the TFC have a little bit of issues, and then on the most recent reissue, they kind of fixed some joint issues?
Yes, they made what was called the renewal version, which included basically a built-in upgrade kit. You can also buy their upgrade kit to make it a little bit more stable. There are some major stability issues with the legs. Also, like, none of those 6 figures, they didn't do a Death Cobra in the set.
Right.
None of those 6 figures are fun to transform at all. Right? They're all kind of... TFC was not great with tolerances in their plastic. So often to do transformations, you had to rub plastic against each other or kind of quickly bend it out of the way so you could move a piece past it. Like, it wasn't great.
Yeah. You know what's funny? HGC made a good point. Did you even think about the Combiner Wars Liocaster, or was that not even on your radar?
Why would I put that on there? The Combiner Wars Liocaster is totally incorrect. Like, it's wrong. It's the wrongest wronger there's ever been.
Yep.
That thing bothered me so much. And for those of you who don't know, the Combiner Wars Lio Kaiser basically doesn't have two of the members of the Breast Force team, right? The name of this team is the Breast Force. Basically doesn't have two of the members. They combine two of them together into the Skylynx mold, and it's just bizarro. And the biggest sin of that figure, in my opinion, is that it's the freaking Breast Force without their breast animals. Their whole gimmick is they had animals that turns into chest plates that give them more power or whatever. And that gimmick was nowhere to be seen on that set. So it was such a bummer.
Yeah. How was that torso, though, compared to the other torsos from Combined Wars? I never handled that torso.
It wasn't bad. It was decent. It wasn't Silverbolt, because Silverbolt was the solution of the entire Combiner Wars.
And it was the first. Was it the first one?
Probably. Yeah, it was tied first with the Minosaur.
Yeah.
One, and that was not so great. But anywho, yeah, I did not like that one, so I didn't count it. Personally, my go-to is going to be Iron Factory. The TFC set, I enjoyed it for what it was, and it was like my first big third-party purchase. Was to get all of them on clearance.
Yeah, that was at the time when I think they did that reissue. I wasn't fully into Masterpiece. I didn't know what I wanted to do, let alone was big into third party. So I like I said, kind of alluded to earlier, if I was going to pick any of them, I would pick the Iron Factory. At this point, there's no rush to get a Lio Kaiser, so hopefully, by the time I would be ready to add that to my collection. Another third-party company might be working on it, or shoot, even Takara. But I don't have faith in combiners with Takara anymore.
Yeah, it's good not to have that. Not to have faith in that, honestly. But yeah, so I can't really recommend the TFC, right? Like, it would be really in my favor to recommend it right now, because if I could convince my friend that he really needed it, I could just be like, guess what? I got one. Just send it to you. But I can't really recommend it this day and age, because older third-party combining figures are not what newer third-party combining figures are.
Yeah, it's almost like if you offered me a free KFC, shoot, I forget his name. The KFC monster bot, the gorilla, Ape Face, that you got for free, but still was going to charge me retail price.
You might not get it. How strange.
Only few will get that reference. So guys, keep voting, and then once we finish the official news, we'll read the results of the poll. But so the next thing is, if you guys paid attention last week, we had a poll for the fan vote of the next Transformers. So Shockwave won. He beat Starscream on his bracket, and then Grimlock beat. Who did Grimlock beat?
Mirage.
Was it Mirage? Oh, okay. And then Shockwave beat Grimlock. So it was only four characters that were in this tournament. So now this week's fan vote is to pick the alt mode. And then today was the first part of it. And the choice was between Land, Air, Sea, and Wildcard. And I think Wildcard ran away with it.
I bet it did. Because what people really seem to want is some sort of animal mode.
Oh, you think animal mode? I was thinking legit Pew Pew.
Oh, no. They're not going to make that an option.
Oh, I know, but I think that's what people are thinking in their head. Oh, wild card, we could get his blaster mode out of it.
I've seen a good amount of push for him to get a dinosaur because of his rivalry with the Dinobots. And it'd be kind of neat, right?
Oh,
it'd be
yeah,
kind of
that
fun.
would be.
Because like this whole thing was a setup, right? It was a setup to get Grimlock and Shockwave in a contest against each other, because that's a classic Marvel Comics rivalry between the two characters. So they just wanted to do that, and now they just want it to be Shockwave. A lot of these fan votes feel very stacked, right? Was Mirage ever going to win this?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was prominent in Cyberworld last night.
There you go. There you
But
go.
so Bash, to answer your question, Anna thinks a dinosaur. I was gonna say a blaster. I think that's what people want to will, but you know, they're doing whatever they can not to make a gun transformer. Or as Zaldron said, an upside down submarine.
Oh, people might pick the C mode to get
Yeah.
upside down submarine, right?
Just for just to be ironic, right?
Just to be ironic.
But there should be another vote tomorrow, and I think there's votes all week, and then on the 22nd, then there'll be the winner for the alt mode, and then after that, there's more voting, and then on Transformers Day is when the final vote or the reveal of the what the winning thing will be.
I hate sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but I think they already know what's going to win, and they've already I think they have it mocked up, designed, and they're just going to be like, surprise, this is what won. We just happen to know.
Right, because didn't they already say, kind of give a release window? And we know that it takes a year and a half or longer to develop Generations Transformers.
Yeah, I bet they pre-designed the ones they thought were going to win. It probably wasn't just one. They probably didn't just pre-design one. They probably pre-designed a few, but I doubt any of them are Mirage.
Yeah. So also spam the chat. What do you guys think that what alt mode would be good for Shockwave? I know
you really get to
Zaldron
pick
said
one.
upside down submarine. So, and let's see. Next we'll just bring up the commercial real fast for
The end of official news.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah. Yo, not right, man.
We now return to the Transformers.
So don't forget to use FFC 10 for your order at Collecticon Toys. And before we move to entertainment news, we'll just take a good look at the poll. So right now, for who is your Lyro Kaiser, at 8%, I'm getting the HasLab. Shocked.
8%.
Yeah. At 17%, TFC. At 33%, I don't want or need a Lyro Kaiser, and at 42%, Iron Factory. And that was 12 votes. So thanks everybody for voting.
Yeah, that's surprising, right? I guess we have a bunch of. Have you attracted third-party snobs to our?
No
chat?
Hasbros in this joint.
Is that what happened here? Because my other show, right, the Transformers for Your Listening Pleasure, everybody else I'm on with, for the most part, is all mainly Hasbro people, and most of our viewers are mainly Hasbro people. So I think we've created a third party show here.
Are we third party snobs around here?
You wouldn't know it from my desk.
I mean, last week we gave Hasbro some love with that Megatron. I'm not against one Hasbro. So, Abby, thanks for showing that in the chat. So, everybody, you can look at it in the chat. So, thanks for voting. So, on the entertainment news, stuff that people can't wait. Paramount wants more Transformers and G.I. Joe movies. And it looks like more and more people are reporting that Michael Bay is going to be behind the helm. So what's everybody thinking? We got more Bayverse on the way? Happy, sad, indifferent?
If there are more Bay movies, will you go see them in theaters?
Yes.
Me too. Do I actually like them? Not really. Will I go for the spectacle of a dumb Transformers movie in theaters? Absolutely. Do I wish there could be more movies like Transformers 1 instead that I authentically enjoyed? Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But I'll go see the Bay crap. I would really love to see them, follow through with that G.I. Joe hint at the end of Rise of the Beast. It would make sense. It would work as a crossover movie.
Yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about. I think it was Saturday night. we did a live and we were talking about TV shows and movies where there was a cliffhanger and we didn't get a payoff. Sometimes, like if the series got canceled, something like that, and that was something they added because I don't think it was originally supposed to be G.I. Joe, and then they edited that card that he was holding.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so yeah, I agree with every point that you made. So yeah. And then, so the other bit of news, with New York Comic Con coming up in October, there will be another panel for the Energon universe with Robert Kirkman. Maybe, it's closer, it's further away from him not confirming what we've heard about a TV series. Will that get brought up? I doubt it. But so if you guys haven't heard, Robert Kirkman is taking over the Transformers, the main Transformers book at issue 25, I think it is. And that'll be coming out right around the time New York Comic Con hits.
Yeah, we really need to do an Energon show, Caleb. We got to get off our butts and read it. We got to get caught up so we can do a show on it. Talk to these folks about the Energon universe.
Yeah, like I said, I think I left off around issue 16 or 18. So, yeah, a little bit of catching up.
I think I'm at like 15. I've read it. It's just we'll get to it when we actually do the show on it, but it's not my favorite. Like I don't dislike it, but I don't love it either.
Yeah. And what Sneaky Figures just mentioned, that's where that's right about the time I left off. Was Starscream got his new body.
Yeah, it's very funny. Very weird.
Yep. So, what do we have here?
Yeah, we've kind of segued a little bit here. We talked about news. We talked about official news. So I wanted to take a break to focus on our FOMO topic for a minute and talk about, what rare figures have you jumped in for, right? Like, what have you gone in for? Because a lot of the things here, right? Up here, we have some very rare figures, right? We have 2 different Lucky Draw figures. We've got the Rodimus mold as Primus. We've got the Blackfire Convoy. Those are Lucky Draw figures, I believe, at 350 units. Rare and very rare. And then we have another Japanese exclusive, the Black Animated Prime, that was only produced in a very specific way of getting it in Japan. Very difficult to get figure. Only 300 units exist of that figure, right? So these are the type of things, when they come out in Transformers fandom, they are so limited and so hard to get that you can't, if you miss out on them, you're not going to be able to get them, right? If you want to see, I was talking about how you can still get the HasLab Unicron, right? That thing was produced. How many units were produced on that? I can't remember.
That's the funny thing is they didn't show that like they have showed.
Oh, we didn't get the final
HasLabs.
Number, right? It was over 8,000, right? Was the 8,000 was the?
I mean, whatever they say.
Well, it wasn't 300, dude. It wasn't 300. There was more than that.
Yeah.
So those are still available. But go type in Lucky Draw Transformers into eBay, and you will find some, but you will not find the one you're looking for. Right, because these things are so rare that if you do miss them, they're gonna be hard to get. So I was just curious. I thought we would just throw out another question to put in the chat. What's the rarest Transformers figure that you have gone out of your way to get? What have you hunted down that was rare and difficult, and maybe even, numerically rare? There's a type of rarity that we don't have up here. And I was asking a friend of mine from TFLP, what's more rare stuff I could bring in that isn't specifically Lucky Draw? Because Lucky Draw is this Japanese lottery type deal to get a chance to get these figures, right? So what else is there that's relatively rare? And something he mentioned was custom class figures. BotCon has done some really appealing custom class figures back in the day that if you didn't get them, you couldn't get them. And that's kind of changed more recently, right? TFCon, when they do custom class figures, they usually do 20, 30 seats for that. But then if you don't get in, right, here I have a Tigertron in a bag and a kit to make him into Skeletor from TFCon a few years ago. The Asm who makes these kits for TFCon sells the kits afterwards. You can get the nice parts for them, and there's a little Skeletor face, right? And then you can make it in the future. That didn't used to be the way it went. It used to be that if you didn't get it on the custom class, you were screwed, right? And other people would be running around with this rare new custom character that you can't get.
So that's our first Transformers and Skeletor crossover.
Yes, the second one is way worse. This is way cooler. This one turns into his kitty cat to ride. It's fun.
Right.
It's a cool way to do it. It's a cool way to do it. I really like it.
I'm trying to think what my rare Transformer is, because
I was going to ask you, because we got to get these folks started off, right? We got to be the examples to say what's our rarest thing in our collection.
At one point, it was that Blocky's Devastator kit.
Well, yeah, that's because you cheated and you got it when I couldn't.
I did it fair and square. Showsy's like, here you go, sir. You can have your order you placed through us.
They said, oh, sir, you want us to take the one that we were about to send to Anna? Okay, yeah, she bought it before you, but here you go.
Yeah, because I don't really have any like hard to get Transformers. The only one that I don't even really want to say this because you can obtain it. It's just spending money. That MP44 Optimus Prime's like $800 now, maybe a little bit less. But does rare and cost? I mean, it. Yeah, I wouldn't consider it rare, just expensive.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of super rare stuff myself either, right? Like there's a few BotCon exclusives that pepper my collection. A friend of mine gave me the original BotCon glyph a few years ago as a gift. It's relatively rare, right? Like not super expensive as a figure, but it's relatively rare. You can still get it if you want it. I would say probably one of the rarest things in my collection, and I'd have to somehow tie in Kiss Players, is the Kiss Players position set, right? So Kiss Players was a very strange Transformers radio show crossover with Vinyl Tech figures. I'm sure we'll talk about it on the show at some point. Something that I've always found very amusing and interesting, and they did a set of 3 cassettes to go with the sequel to it. And yeah, here's the set of Kiss Players Position. It is relatively expensive these days to get this. It is relatively rare. One in as good condition as mine is relatively rare these days to get. Obviously my box got beat up a little bit, but the figures inside are very pristine and nice. Is
it still sealed?
It was when I got it.
Okay.
I have opened it to mess with them. I don't have them on display right now, so they are in the box.
Because it looked like it was still wrapped in plastic, so that's why I was curious.
No, I did cut the tape on it myself because I was so excited to finally have Rosanna, Sundor, and Glit.
And those are the G1 molds, correct?
They are the G1 molds. They are done up in really nice decos, and this is probably the rarest thing I own right now. Honestly, I'm not a super rarity collector.
So if you did chime in the chat, Travis P mentioned his G1 Soundwave with Rumble, Ravage, and Laserbeak. And then HGC, it looks like he mentioned he played the long game with Shredicus Maximus figure, got one, and he also has a Perfect Effect Black Genrai. So he could combine the two. So.
And rarity's tricky with this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the paint schemes for the Kiss Players tapes are really good, HGC. And luckily, if you don't want to get the Kiss Players Position, MMC, Mastermind Creations, has done their masterpiece molds for 2 of the 3 cassettes so far. We've gotten a Rosanna, we've gotten a Glit, we have not yet gotten a Sundor. I'm still hoping they give me a Sundor to complete the set. and the fancy molds. And honestly, even though those were convention exclusives and they're a little bit rare now, still would probably be cheaper to get all 3 of those than it is to get a box of Kids Players Position.
That's crazy. Was that sort of limited by Takara?
It is sort of limited. I can't remember the number, so I can't. It was an e-hobby exclusive,
Okay.
and I can't remember the number they produced of it. But they are pretty cassettes, and relatively rare figures. It's funny though, because I was thinking, you know what they produce in relatively low numbers is the Colorverse, Make Toys Colorverse Seekers, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they only doing like a couple hundred of those for each one, like 300 or something?
I think a lot of them went to TF Source, and they might have did like clearance sales on some of them. Not all of them, but some of them.
That's what I was saying earlier with the bear, right? Because the bear is a limited number of units. But even though it's a limited number of units, it might not be that rare, right? Because those Colorverse guys, I swear the number is 300 for some of them. They're not hard to get because no one wants them, right?
Well, in Fans Hobby, they number theirs as well. They're TFCon exclusives. What, 500 units?
Yeah, but theirs usually get pricey. Right?
Yeah.
Theirs usually triple in price. I've never seen them get on gettable, but they usually do like triple in price, whereas those Make Toy Seekers haven't so much done that. Someone mentioned, toys and breakage and G1 stuff being rare for that reason. That's another oddball kind of rare thing, is a good condition Sunstreaker, right? Because he didn't get reissued until a Missing Link figure, basically. So a good condition G1 Sunstreaker is actually reasonably rare.
And like what Michael Ben said, like they sent him his back repaired, so he was just like Lieutenant Dan, and he got new legs. Are we ready to stick a pin at this and move on to third-party news?
Probably. I think so. I think everyone's kind of reported what they have as far as rare stuff, and I think you'll notice something about Caleb and I. We're not really like the rarity seekers. We're more of the like, I consider myself more of a toy collector as far as like actually enjoying action figures than a completionist or a like rarity hunter or anything like that. So I just like I like to try new ones. Like
I have completionist in me, but a lot of these rare figures, like it doesn't hit me to where I need to add them to the collection. So marked safe from Lucky Draws and super rare toys.
They're pretty. Like that Rodimus there that we have in the picture, or Primus technically, it's a pretty looking doohickey, but it is not a doohickey I need.
Welcome, Zakanan. Thanks for joining. All right, so let's move on to third-party news. So the first thing, speaking of cute Transformers, what is this? Lucky Cat? Yeah, Lucky Cat?
Or is it Laser Cat? I think I see the visor on the cat, so this is Laser Cat.
Laser Cat. So there's they showed off prototype images of their Beast Wars Megatron, their little chibi. It's like I love the Beast Wars Megatron design, but I can't get into this. As cool as this and silly as it looks, I can
definitely get it on that.
Yeah, and then like how he's got his blaster in that one picture, and he's got the little charm dangling from it. I was like, oh.
Let's get the ducky. No. It's so cute. Yep. That was a very cute figure. It would actually go with a stupid thing in my collection too, that is not like actually rare or anything. I have to grab it now because I know exactly where it is. Because it really would go with it. No. It would go with these. It would go with. So these are, you can call them third party, you can call them KO, but these are transforming figures made out of little Jurassic Park Chumpy guys, right?
Okay, yeah. And
they are transforming little dudes. They're not just the dinosaur anymore, right? The jaw splits. I haven't transformed them in a while. Jaw splits open. There's a head inside here. You I said, it's been a hot minute since I actually transformed one of these dudes. Right? It's got the little
Oh, it does have a okay, yeah.
kind of a Megatron head.
Didn't they do that with like a Jeep too that transformed into a dinosaur?
Well, there's the actual Jurassic Park crossover, sure.
No, I'm not. No, I meant like Mattel did one.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. You're right. There's those Jurassic Park mutating monstrosities. Yeah. So yeah, this is just a weird knockoff figure that I just happen to have two of, and they're just a lot of fun.
It reminds me. Sunday I saw a video, and I didn't put any pictures up on the slideshow or whatever because it was almost like a Chinese KO third party company or something made Beast Wars looking figures, but they look KO as could be, and they were actual like real animals. And I was like, Anna might really love those, but I forgot to share the video because it was in Weeaboo or Weebo, so I didn't know if it would go over well in Discord.
I love me some KOs. See, now you get the split job. Yeah.
So here's an updated prototype of New Age's Dinobot Combiner, Volcanicus. It's just another step in their development of it.
Yeah, more power to them. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't need Volcanicus in their collection. I might be one of those people.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. The King Toys one is tempting, but
it's neat. They're all neat. I think probably, honestly, the most tempting to me would have been the core class if it didn't kind of suck, but it kind of sucked.
Yep, just a little bit. And our favorite micro scale company, Dr. Wu, showed some packaging art for a bunch of their releases. There looks like a lot of these are due out. Some of them are reissues, some of them are repaints. It feels like Dr. Wu is going to be churning out a bunch of stuff within the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, because they announced and stores put up pre-orders for like probably their next 10 molds, and we're just going to be slowly getting them. So pretty soon in hand, we should have the set with Shockwave and Cliffjumper.
Yep. Yeah, I saw there was in-hand photos of that.
Yeah, I should have those in hand relatively soon. But yeah, Dr. Wu's always doing... Dr. Wu makes good use of their molds. So here we have Cosmos coming back in his Jolly Rancher form. So you can get your Jolly Rancher Cosmos. A friend of ours always likes to talk about clear plastic being dangerous, but you know what? I don't think so. I think it's okay. Go get them if you like them. But what do you think clear figures are in your collection? I always think they're ghost, right? Like when they're characters that don't die like Cosmos, I'm just like, what is that supposed to be? It's a Jolly Rancher. I don't know.
Well, so we see a lot of that in Asia where they do clear representations of characters. Is there something
they do
over there, maybe?
I'm not sure. Maybe they like to think of everything as a ghost or a Jolly Rancher. I don't know the gray Jolly Rancher flavor, though, for Bumblebee's legs.
Right.
Moving on.
So another company that is doing microscale, this is Galaxy Toys, and this is their reflector. So does that look like that's Magic Square's Legend Scale Bruticus? Those hands.
Oh, it wouldn't be the Legend Scale, would it? It would have to be a Masterpiece Scale.
The only reason why I say that is because when you look at one of the bots next to that Lego minifigure, it almost, I would have thought it would have fit into a Legend Scale combiner's hand. I would think Masterpiece would be too big.
A Lego minifigure is what, that tall?
Yeah, like 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
So that means that the individual bots are like this tall, right? Like,
yeah,
they're gonna be basically Dr. Wu size. 3 Dr. Wu figures sitting together make a good accessory for a big combiner, I think.
The only thing that really, these look good and they look like they have cool like paint on them. If you notice in some of these pictures, there's a lot of sprue marks.
There are a lot of sprue marks, you're right. And those are something I don't love on figures.
Yep.
Yeah, because I actually we talked about the QQT Predacons before, the core class Predacons, and I was looking at some of the reviews for those things, and people hate them, right?
Really?
That's something we do have to kind of like say. since we do news every week and we're going to keep doing news every week, we can't guarantee that any of these figures are actually going to be good.
Right.
I think the first Galaxy Toys release was their prime, and I think people didn't like the first version at all.
Yeah. And
Because I think they tried to make it too complicated.
And it makes me wonder if that's why they're doing like a reissue of it. Maybe
Yeah, because I think the second version has gotten a lot more praise.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks cool. Though. I mean, Dr. Wu will probably do something more superior, so just hold out. And there's the packaging art, and yeah.
The tripod made of guns is always fun, though. They did that with that one as well.
So TFC was mentioned earlier with that Lyo Kaiser, and out of the dust, they finally are going to complete their Abominus, or I think this is Hail Satan, or Satan, just Satan.
I think it's just Satan.
The Combator's not named Satan, but the oh gosh, I can't think of his name.
Which one is just now coming out? Is it Hunger?
Yeah, Hunger. Thank you. Hunger's name is Satan.
Okay.
So I think the limb bots have been out for years, maybe almost a decade, and finally, the last piece has come out.
Get TFC is one of our oldest third-party companies that make combiners, right? Like they were responsible for one of our first Devastators we talked about last week.
Yeah.
And here we are with them finally finishing their unfinished set. Which is cool. It's actually cool when these older companies kind of poke their noses out again.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. They probably started this about the same time they finished their Devastator.
Yeah, true.
But they're relatively on the small side. So like what Anna mentioned earlier about Lyo Kaiser, it's MP-ish, where it's a little bit bigger than Generation's toys, and it's a Generation Hasbro toys, and a little bit smaller than Masterpiece scale. So the style, they look cool, style, and how they're all stylized, but not for me.
They're neat. I think that would be really cool to have.
Yep. Speaking of Devastator.
Yeah, back to XTB Devastator.
What's really surprising me how quickly X-Transbots is getting out their Devastator, and what pisses me off is Defensor's just chilling. Like, where's Blades? So where's Blades and where's Hotspot? And then right before we get on, I saw a post from X-Transbots. Blades' box was pictured next to Bone Crusher's box. So I'm like, shit, I gotta get ready for that.
Hi, Stu. I agree. This does look plain.
Animation accurate is what it is, Stu.
Decepticons done right look plain. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I like my combiners little.
Too many flat panels. I mean, like what I'm building my Devastator through Fans Toys, but I want to get X-Transbots for my individual bots. And then also they are doing, I think I already skipped over that slide. Nope, maybe not. They are doing comic book accurate heads.
Yeah, that's neat. The comic accurate head is a unique thing.
Yep.
Michael asked how many different companies have made versions of Devastator. Last week I tried to count and I got bored in trying to count. It's like 20.
Yeah. There's currently like 13 in production right now, or in pre-production.
It might be closer to 30, you're right.
Michael, if you'd like to get more in depth on that, last week's episode we did have some segments on the different third party and mainline Devastators.
Because I can think of 3 Legends Devastators offhand, right?
Yeah.
4? Yeah. DX9, Lucky Cat, New Age, and Magic Square. So yeah, that's 4 offhand, plus all the knockoffs of the DX9. So,
and still no KB orange and blue Devastator.
No KB. Yeah. And yeah, there's probably at least 30 at this point.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Good question, Stu. Devastator, TMT, how many brands are making them more? TMT's catching up with Devastators, that's for sure. And here's who here's who X Transbots have complete so far. So they're 4 of 6. All right, Abby, if you haven't put that next poll up, you can do it. I was a little late to tell you.
Yeah, so we've been talking about a lot of news and new releases and blah, blah, blah. We have been talking about Studio Series 86 Megatron, right? The last few weeks. He is a fantastic toy. Both of us got him. Taylor doesn't collect mainline. He got one. He loved it. I love it.
Yep.
It transforms into poop. Like, its alt mode is not good. But as far as being a really cool toy, I mean, something that will make your collection of mainline Transformers look way neater. Yeah. It's great. However, you're not going to have an easy time just going to the store and grabbing it right now. People are dropping upwards of double the price of this figure to get it early. This is another form of FOMO, right? Another form of FOMO is paying too much to get a figure early. Because, like, we have a person who, we always talk about the Discord we're both in with Transformers for Your Listening Pleasure. And we have a person who just pops in to show us his new figures sometimes. And the reason he does it is because he knows he gets them before any of us. So he can always just be like, look, I got it first, guys. And then he disappears again for several months. And then he comes in again. Hey,
and it's not Prime versus Prime.
It's not Prime versus Prime. It's just like a guy who just enjoys collecting. He doesn't do reviews or anything. He just likes coming into our chat and being like, hey guys, look at this. I got it first. So yeah, HGC's right. It's a community flex to get one before street release, one way or another. You pay extra money, you get a friend to get it for you.
It's almost like HGC was in our chat today.
It is definitely something. So have you ever spent extra to get a new figure early, Caleb?
So I put CMD store up here because I know there's a lot of influencers that like to use this to get their toy early, because that's another thing, starting to do this review stuff. That bug has not hit me to where I want to get something before everybody else, because I'm already throwing enough cash out on toys that I'm not going to do extra just to have the first review out there. So I know I've bought something off a CMD store before, but I mean, when you have to pay, even if they have prices that aren't too much higher, you still have to pay that shipping cost sometimes. And I voted no. I'll wait. I have no sense of urgency when it comes to getting things. I don't need to flex. I don't even really flex my collection on socials, let alone, oh, I got this before you did.
This is bad comedy.
I don't think I've ever really done a whole lot of extra to get something early. I almost consider it paying extra not to wait for a sale. Like, I was joking with someone recently that, what's one type of Transformer that almost always goes on clearance? It is any woman Transformers, right? Almost every mainline woman Transformer ends up on clearance. I always pay full price to get those early, where I know if I waited, I could get them on clearance. I could not imagine paying double to get something early, for sure.
No, HGC, preach on.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like I said before, I don't get the whole early stuff. And that's what's fun. Like, so if you ever do any pre-orders for Amazon, a lot of times they get stuff early.
Yeah, reasonably.
Usually you have it within a day or two.
A good one that's been coming up a lot lately with all the Takara stuff, right? All the Takara stuff lately has been getting a US release, right? Through Pulse and other US retailers. That is usually significantly cheaper for us to get. But the problem is, it comes out months later, sometimes upwards of half a year later, than the Takara release. So, like right now with that Predaking we were talking about the fancy Takara Adamus Predaking, you could spend like an extra $100 to $150 to get a Japanese version, pay the shipping cost for it, and get it earlier than all your friends getting a US release. You could do that.
And
And then
Alpharet's
you'd
got
be
a
able to
good
be like, look at this.
and Alpharet's got a good question as well. Would about paying extra after it's been sold out. So I mean that was kind of like what we were talking about earlier about the it's kind of ties into FOMO.
Yeah, that's the thing with FOMO is it hits both ways, right? Because I was talking to, as we were building this slideshow, I was kind of thinking, like, what does FOMO mean? FOMO means fear of missing out on getting it entirely, right? Like, you could miss out on being able to get something entirely. Like a lucky draw, you don't get it when you can, and it's gone forever, and you never see one again. I had a chance to buy they made 2 humanoid figures from Super God Master Force in a Japanese toy line ages ago. I got Jinrai, but I missed Minerva. I had a chance to buy Minerva at a toy show. You can't even find her now. She's not particularly valuable. She's just hard to get in the US. She's just rare to get a hold of. And so I still lack that figure. So that is the other side. That's one side of missing out. But the other side of missing out is missing out on the conversation that you get to have early on. Because it's like, even me opening these 1 or 2 weeks after they came out, people are less interested in talking to me about them, right? All my friends have been like, yeah, I opened that weeks ago. It was cool, but I'm on to the next thing, right?
Yeah, and that's what a lot of it is, like, especially this time of year when we keep it, when it seems like with Hasbro and just anybody in general, we're just getting a bunch of stuff all at the same time. So the intimacy with the figure, if the next one comes in 2 days later, it doesn't get cherished like it could have or should have.
No, it's all timing. And it's like, if you want the social side of this hobby, getting stuff early has its own kind of value. Early or on time, right? Getting things when it first came out. Because at this point, if you didn't get Studio Series 86 Megatron, the first people who pre-ordered it did, right? We got it. We talked about it. We had fun with it. It's on our shelves. When you get it, when the next run comes out in September or August, we'll talk to you about it and be like, oh yeah, that was cool, but we're not going to be as enthusiastic.
Yep. And I want to get back to Michael's questions later. I think that's something we could when we do the summary, because that's a good question. Because I have thoughts on that. But I wanted to bring up one occasion where a friend did tip me on getting something early. So like we had mentioned before, Amazon Japan, a lot of times that stuff comes early. Not only does Amazon Japan can get this stuff to us early, companies like Hobby Link Japan or AmiAmi, for example, can ship stuff, can get it in stock and ship it to you. AmiAmi ships really quickly. I've never used them before till recently when somebody let me know, hey, you can order the Kotobukiya Optimus Prime model kit and pay for shipping, and it's still going to be cheaper than what you could get it at BBTS. So I did that, and that's how I got that 4 weeks ago.
That must have been a real weirdo who tipped you off.
Yeah. And I mean, it was almost equal. I mean, the shipping was high, but it still was going to be cheaper to order it through AmiAmi than it was to just wait for BBDS to get it in stock.
I was talking to another friend, I think earlier today or yesterday, about if you put more effort into this hobby, you can save money, you can get things early, you can get cooler things, but you end up putting a lot of effort in, right? Just the fact that, I have always looked at all the different Japanese websites, so it's become part of my looking for toys. I knew that all I had to do was look at Hobby Link Japan, AmiAmi, Amazon Japan, and see if any of them could get me the toy cheaper and faster. I found it, told him, I was the one who told him to get it early on AmiAmi. And yeah, that was easy enough, but that is extra effort. That means that I didn't just check the first site that had it and buy it. I actually checked 4 or 5 different sites.
And one of the people I follow, Paternia, he does a lot of he tweets out and does a lot of messages when things come in stock, and I've seen him touting Hobby Link Japan more. So I mean, the word is out there. Hobby Link Japan is a good source to getting toys faster, or just stuff that you might not be able to find here in the immediate.
Yeah, they're a good store too.
So for all those that have voted, we did have a poll up. The question was, how much extra have you spent to get a new figure early? And here's the results. See, we had 13 votes. If anybody wants to get a vote in right now, we got 23 in the chat. Hop on that really quick, and then I'll read the results. We'll get through these next part of the slides, this next section of the slides, and I'll go over the results. So this car mode looks really sick. So this is MMC Stray. It's based off of what is it? Is this the initial D one?
It's a remold to some point, right? They remolded it a bit.
Okay. The car mode looks really cool. Reminds me of Fast and the Furious a little bit. And the bot mode is... It's like, as I was building the slideshow last night and looking at this, like, I don't want to have to buy this. But then, like how Zaldron mentioned, he has soft goods, and it just looks really, really cool with those soft goods.
It does.
Almost reminds me of like a Ronin or something, samurai. But I don't know if I'll dip into this. And I think part of this, when they did the when they did not the lucky draw, or when they did a chase variant, might have led them to doing one that looks like this, I would imagine. I don't know. Anna, are you in on this?
Can you go back to the car mode real fast? I'm just trying to
Yeah.
decide how much remolding there was. Yeah, there's a significant amount of remolding because the initial D version was an older car. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's the whole front of the car is different. Yeah, it is actually a significantly different car. Like not hugely different. It's the same transformer, but like the headlights are different and stuff like that. So yeah, these are definitely variants. Because I remember when they released the first version of the Stray, right? The initial D version, which is just a plain white car with black detailing on the bottom. They had the red stripes as a rare variant that you could get if you got lucky and you got the alternate one, right? It was basically a gotcha. It was a chase figure. It was...
And there was a little bit of an uproar. There was a little bit of uproar because people didn't want the chase variant.
People didn't want that. I mean, it wasn't like the official drift look. This was a weird initial D car drift, and they wanted him to just be left alone, plain white. And it totally made sense. I need to get that figure. Like, I like this, but I really want the initial D version, but more. It's just cool to have random, I have my random anime references on my desk here. I have this, X Transbots Taiho, which is the You're Under Arrest anime reference. Yeah. From the old police anime. So, yeah. It probably is another initial D car. Zaldron, probably just one I don't know.
It's funny you showed that, because a KO company is finally doing the Takara version of that mold. They're finally doing a KO of that skids.
Are they going to make it in the police colors and make me have to buy a second one?
I mean, look what they did with that KO of that Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. How many different ones they made of that? So you never know.
I haven't actually I watched a tiny bit of Initial D, but I've seen all of You're Under Arrest. So I wanted that one more, but I want this too. So whatever.
All right, so before we move on to the next slide, we had 13 votes on how much extra have you spent to get a new figure early. So with the Bobby just posted in the chat. So with the lowest, there's a tie for the lowest for last at 7%. More than double retail, less than 1.5 retail. So 14% of you will pay more. Coming in at second place is B. 1.5 times retail, but less than double. And then to win at 53% was never more than retail. And that was what I voted. I won't pay more than retail.
Yeah, I really won't either. I really won't. I consider paying for shipping to be paid more than retail. I'm so stingy.
And that's why I canceled my crystal ball with Walmart, because they kept screwing around, delaying it, and I'm like, screw it, because they were charging me $35 for shipping. I'll just wait, or $35 and whatever altogether for the figure and shipping. I'm like, I got a pre-order on Pulse. I'll just stick with that one. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Everybody's finding it in stores.
Yeah,
I'll just
wait. Don't pay for it.
All right, so moving on. Everybody's fanboy fan toys. They released a video this week showing their Blitzwing, and I already have Star Toys, so I don't know if I'm in on this, because I haven't looked at my Star Toys one. But Anna, what's one of the first things you notice on this guy that you have the biggest pet peeve with?
Oh, see, I didn't even look at the fact the shoulders are in the wrong place. Huh? Yeah, this toy's trash. Okay, I'm done. I'm very picky about shoulders, everyone. like, ugh.
I want,
on a figure.
I should have grabbed my Star Toys before we started just to kind of compare, but yeah, I mean, they did a great job on the alt modes, making it look like, what it did in the cartoon. But yeah, the shoulders are a little weird, and if you already have Star Toys, you probably don't need another Blitzwing.
The only time you can really do that with the shoulders and get away with it is if the shoulder pads will go over and cover the joint. Right. Then you can get away with it to an extent. Some figures do that, like you can't tell that Haslab Star Saber's shoulders are in the wrong spot if you have his arms down straight, right? If you have his arms down straight, his shoulders look fine. But then if you move his arm, then you realize his shoulder moves like here instead of up here where it's supposed to move. Super pet peeve on how it makes the figure look for me.
Yep. But I mean, like I said, they did his little jet mode like thingy in the front, like how it looked in the cartoon. A lot of people don't recognize that when you look at the animation, but how the front of his tank looks, that's toon accurate. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I have a lot of stuff on my buffer or whatever, my to get list, that this is not a priority. Even though
that's another topic for the future, though. Is toon accuracy worth it when toon accuracy is kind of stupid? Because that's kind of stupid, right? Like, it's not beautiful. It's accurate, but it's not beautiful.
Yeah, and typically I don't store in alt mode or display in alt mode. It's robot mode. That's as long as robot mode stays toon accurate, I could care less as much about the alt modes. So here's my little slide I made today.
Our final landing page here
to cap off the show. So and then we did kind of have a question that relates to this. So does FOMO hurt the hobby, or is it an integral part?
Like, would you bother? Like, would you really be as motivated to get so many figures if you didn't have a fear of either missing out on the social part of the fandom or of missing out on the figure entirely, right? Like, is it just literally something we have to have in order to make this fandom work?
So, like, my thing is, so to kind of combat missing out for me is what I will do. Pre-orders typically don't cost anything.
Yep.
So if there's something that I have just a little bit a wrinkle in wanting to own, I'll just throw the pre-order up. And then when it comes time to where that pre-order's fulfilled, I mean, it might be a shitty thing to do, but I don't owe these companies anything. Well, I mean, I do if I put a pre-order in, but I'll cancel as need be, and if I want to get it later, I'll get it later. But that's kind of my philosophy when it comes in with any of this stuff.
Yeah, because if you don't have the pre-order, you don't know that you're going to get it, right?
Yep.
You don't know for sure that you're going to get it. But I think that one of the biggest motivating factors for me, because a lot of things I want are like weird, obscure, older things, right? Like I mentioned that Minerva figure earlier,
Yep.
right? I mentioned that Minerva figure. One of the reasons I haven't chased her down is the only one who's going to be excited when I finally get that is me. None of my friends are going to care at all. When I bring her up, it's going to be like, oh, Anna, you got that weird thing you liked, and it's a crappy toy, and it's old, and it's of a character who's kind of not everyone's favorite in the fandom. Great, good for you, bye. Right? Like, if it was new, it wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
If it was new, it would be like, whoa, you got the first release of a human in Transformers. This is so cool. But with it being old, no one's going to care. So it kind of kills some of my motivation, right? I probably would have tracked her down sooner. Like one of the reasons I was able to, you know, go through the effort of getting Kiss Player's position is that I've like gotten my friends in the book club to be fascinated with Kiss Players because they know that I'm fascinated with Kiss Players. Weird part of Transformers history. Really cool toys came out of it. It's interesting. So it gave me something to talk about. Helped me go ahead and take the dive.
Oh, you know, to add to my thing, I pre-order from multiple places too, just in case any places cancel. So I'm kind of with you there, Michael. I think HGC missed when you were talking about that Minerva.
So I was talking about my toy room's small, so I can easily walk over and grab Jinrai. I was talking about the Minerva. I always screw up the name of the toy line this comes from. I was talking about the Minerva that goes with this Jinrai. So it's the human modes of Minerva and Jinrai came out as figures back in like, gosh, 2010 or so, something like that. They're not super duper old, but they're from a long-running Japanese toy line, mostly anime girl figures, but they did Jinrai and Minerva. And I missed out on Minerva, but I got Jinrai, so now it's like, oh, you know, she's really hard to get now. Really hard to find, even. Like, not just expensive, but hard to find.
How tall is that? Is it 1/12 scale?
He's big. He is much bigger than 1/12 scale. Gosh, I don't have a classified figure within easy reach, but again, all I have to do is stand up, walk over.
Yeah, HGC didn't even know they existed.
Now you do.
Well, now you have something to hunt for, sir. Oh, yeah, it is huge. That's bigger than a Super 7.
Yeah, he's bigger than Super 7 products. He's a big toy. If you really love Jinrai, you know, this is a really cool way to get a Jinrai toy because he looks like he should. He's neat. He's not a good toy at all, right? Like his legs go out this far. That is how far they go out. His kick goes out this far. His leg goes back this far. His knees move. He's not a good action figure.
So it has articulation like a Super 7 figure. Check.
Yeah, his shoulders go out this far, you know. He's got multiple hands, multiple faces. He even got the alternate head to be the other guy inside of the Power Master suit.
It's really cool how there's a mirror behind his head so you can kind of see. Yeah, you can kind of see the back of his head.
So you can see his hair.
Yeah.
Make sure he's got his well manicured hair. But yeah, they're the Power Master suits are a lot like the old Cyclone armors from Maspieta.
So let's see, Abby, where was the one question that? All right. So Michael Benz's question: have scalpers cause FOMO? No. They're part of it, but they're not what causes the FOMO. It's us that buy this stuff from the scalpers and pay those prices. So scalpers don't cause FOMO. They don't help FOMO, but it's consumers.
No, we do cause the FOMO ourselves. I do think that scalpers cause I think scalpers have artificially caused us to fear things being impossible to get sometimes, which really they don't make it impossible for us to get. They make it impossible for, most unfortunately, kids.
Yeah. And
Kids
I
and
don't want,
non-financially independent collectors.
and I don't want this to sound like I'm being like entitled or elitist. So when, and this SDC shit that happened a couple weeks ago is the prime example. I know what I want, and I know what I have to do to get that stuff. I knew, like, I wanted that Cold Slither, as dopey as those figures were. I wanted that Cold Slither set. I knew when they were going up, what hour, and there was a countdown and everything. I made sure that I was at work, like most of us are during the day. We were at work. I was at work. I knew when that was coming. I had the advantage that I don't have to be always on the go at work. I can take time. 5 minutes before I stepped outside, because sometimes I get shitty cell reception at my work. Stepped outside with my phone, constantly hitting refresh. The other thing I know about Pulse is hold on. At processing orders. So I don't use my credit card in Pulse anymore because there's too much bullshit to go through to process an order. I use my PayPal because it's like 2 clicks and it processes it. So not everybody has that advantage like I do, but if it's something that you want, you have to put that effort into it. And sadly, it's not easy for everybody to do. And like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm entitled, but that's what you have to do if there's something that comes out that you desperately want or need to have in your collection to not cause FOMO.
That's a very very non-committal way of saying that, right? Because you're saying everyone can get it, but not everyone can get it.
Acknowledge me.
But I do think that there is some, I think more of the truth to FOMO. Actually, no, let me just say this the way I should say it. This is our first topic that really has been purely psychological, right? Like, I am a psychologist, I'm a psych professor, and I enjoy these psychological topics because FOMO is all in our heads. It is all in our heads, right? Like, the things that you can miss are rarely the best things out there in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I really can't get that Minerva figure, right? Like, that figure sucks. This Genrai sucks. They're not great toys. And not getting them is not going to change my life, right?
Yep.
Like, missing the Cold Slither set, like, that is a cool thing to have on your shelf, but it is not by far the best thing to come out of Classified. The best things to come out of Classified have been way easier to get. So it's like, it's all in our heads.
Yep. Well, and I want to kind of touch on what the collector said, that people have orders canceled. And another thing to combat that is, if there's multiple locations you can pre-order stuff from, do it. Target's been notorious for canceling orders. One way to combat that is to get a red card. You don't have to get it as a credit card. You can tie it in with your debit card. Typically, anything you order from Target with red card doesn't get canceled, because one of the things, if you have your red card tied through your debit card, it doesn't charge it immediately. So it could post, but it doesn't take out of your bank account to 24 hours later. Walmart, I don't know a good way. Walmart can suck it. Amazon and Pulse, I have personally not had anything canceled from them, so I don't know a way to combat those. But that's the pain in the ass too, is being able to have to order from multiple places, and then keep in your head. I write down everything that I pre-order and where I pre-order it from, so I don't get blindsided. Typically with me, Pulse is the most secure site when it comes to cancellations.
I'll say you're entirely right when you're at the level of collecting and the level of financial independence that we are, right?
Yeah.
Like we're in a good spot financially. We're in a crazy spot with collecting where we've gone all in on our collections. I mean, my collection, I will show you all with better pictures soon enough, but it's not small. This is only like a quarter of my collection that you can see from there. I've gone all in, right? At this point, I'm willing to do things like Catherine mentioned in the chat, avoiding HasLab FOMO. How do you do that? What's one way to do it? Well, just buy the HasLabs and figure it out later, right? Like, don't skip the HasLab because, well, maybe I will want that Lio Kaiser. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And if I don't like it, I'll sell it, right? All of that is a position of privilege, right? It's like, okay, throwing down $300, just going to put it into limbo for a year so that I can maybe try a figure, maybe not. Yeah. I can do that.
Are, I mean, you're going to make your money back.
Oh yeah, odds are you're going to make your money back, but you have to be in the position where you can throw down that money and not have it for a year or so or whatever. But that is one way to fight FOMO. And otherwise, like, I don't know. Oh, since a lot of it's in our heads, I think a lot of things just to kind of realize that collect the things you like to collect, prioritize the things that are going to bring you the most fun and joy. Like, don't worry about FOMO for everything. I used to pre-order everything when I first got on a podcast, which has been like 8 years ago. When I first got on a podcast, it was around the time the siege was starting. My friends were getting so excited about all these obscure things, like Power Dashers. When they made the Power Dashers out of the weaponizers, they got me to think, yeah, you want this stuff because we want this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I got them all, right? Because I was afraid I'd miss out on the fun with them. Those toys are not good in the first place. I didn't know what a Power Dasher was, honestly. I had never heard of those until I got into the podcasting world. I didn't care about those. I didn't get a whole lot of joy out of that.
I mean, the G1s were almost GoBots.
They were almost GoBots, but they were GoBots I didn't experience, so I didn't care, right? So it took me years to kind of learn that, like, don't let other people's FOMO motivate you.
Right.
Right, only your own. Like, if it's really something you want personally, if it's something you're going to be sad not to have, then go for it. But just because, someone else is going to be sad that they didn't get, a HasLab, for instance, don't worry about it.
And like the collector mentions, it is kind of an addiction.
It's got some similar qualities.
But you kind of touched on maybe another topic, enabling and our friends that, push us. Maybe not purposely, but do.
I think I've seen, if not at least one, but possibly two do-its in response to other people just in our chat today. Like, we joke around that Cybertron always likes to drop the do-it in our chats. But honestly, like, we all do it to each other. It's right. Like if I went to Taylor and I was like, hey, I'm thinking I found one of the rare Kids Players figures I don't have and it's $1,000. Do you really think I should drop that much for it? You know what he would say? He would say, do it. And it wouldn't be evil. It would be being a friend.
No, it is evil, Anna. You need to do it. Buy the expensive toy.
See? Exactly. It's like that. That's the way it is. And it's just like any of my friends who come to me and they're like, should I really spend this much on a toy right now? I'm going to be like, yeah, you're going to enjoy it. Go ahead. Go for it. It'll be fun.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Yeah, no, we should talk about that sometime. Because we're our best friends are our worst enemies when it comes to making good financial decisions.
Yeah, and it's a big inside joke too with all of us.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah, like half this stuff that I have laying, like the Jada Toy Street Fighter stuff. I mean, seeing more and more of that stuff. Yeah. Classified, but I mean, I like Classified. I was a G.I. Joe fan to begin with, but luckily with Transformers, you know, and the third party stuff, a lot of it's not hard to get. Now during COVID times, Fans Toy stuff was crazy, and not a lot of the other third party companies were like that. But it seems everything has leveled out now.
Yeah, it has.
Let's see, Stu. The byproduct of FOMO is SOMO, sad I missed out, and then you can get PO'd about letting yourself pass on it. Just gotta stay strong with your decision. I agree with that, Stu.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. You're totally right. You don't want to regret it later. I think that my biggest realization about FOMO came from Unicron. It was like, you know, everybody else was doing it. I knew it would be a really stupid decision at the time for me to put aside that much money on a transforming figure that I wasn't really that jazzed for, so I didn't do it. And honestly, I didn't really get sad when other people got it. I, in fact, had a friend who literally owned it in the same town as me for years, and I never went to his house to see it. I actually went to his house many times after he had it and never bothered going downstairs to where it was to check it out.
Yeah.
Didn't care, because I really didn't want it. And I was glad I did that resistance.
And Doug Collector, that stuff that you did at Walmart, you're almost at drug dealer type level. Yeah, Stu, they looked like they were having a lot of fun there, so it kind of kicked me in the rear too, not to be able to go to some of these conventions like that.
Missing a convention can be sad, but there might actually even be things that like you actually can miss out on going to a con.
Yeah,
you can't really miss out on a toy because you can buy it later.
I was gonna say, you've done frequent like TF cons, not bot cons. Do you ever have that when you see friends like have that fear of missing out more than
Certainly.
On a toy level?
Yeah, I think it's actually a more meaningful missing out because it's like it's an actual like life experience missing out, right? Like it's something that
it's an experience more than
it's an experience and it's social. Yeah. No, I think it's actually more important to make time for things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a warm and fuzzy note, right? Make time for your friends and family, not for toys. And then toys second. And third.
Toys won't hug you back like a friends or family will do. All right, well, I think that pretty much covers everything.
Yeah,
so
for sure. I'm out of energy.
We'll wind down. Anna, is there anything you'd like to promote yet? I mean, you have something, but is there content to that something
No,
yet?
I just have an Instagram that I haven't posted anything on. I'm going to try someday. I'm going to take pictures, but my room still doesn't look good enough.
That's the thing. Like I've tried to get you to do. I mean, it's progress. So if you at least take pictures for yourself, you could kind of see the steps that you've made along the way. I mean,
That's
just
true.
from just kind of what you've panned a little bit, you can see some progress back there. So it's starting to look good.
You can see a little progress, all right? You can see I have plans, all right? You can tell like I want to put my G.I. Joe crossover figures together. Like there's a plan there. There's a plan there, but they're not together. You can tell that at one point I was like, I'm going to put Studio Series here.
And you have all of them, right? All 4?
Yeah.
Crossovers?
Yeah, no, I have all the G.I. Joe crossover. Any transforming G.I. Joe vehicles they do, I'm going to get.
Do you have the
so cool.
The SDCC figures, the Drax and Solo? Draxus, or however you pronounce his name. Those O-ring figures.
Drac?
Yeah, Drac.
The Void Rebels, yeah, they're in here. They're not open yet, but
oh, okay.
they're
Will
there.
you put
And
those
they're
with your
gonna
crossover stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, my crossover section is going to be the G.I. Joe crossovers, the G.I. Joe Transformers crossovers, the old Street Fighter G.I. Joe crossovers from the 90s, and then Drac and Solilla, and then any of the new Reaction O-Ring figures that I like adding in.
Did you see that Python Patrol Cobra Commander? It was Super 7 did an O-Ring one. It looks pretty funky.
I think I saw it. I think I did see it. You know what I really want to add to that set that's not really like, because I'm not really into it, but I just think it was so cool. Those Ghostbusters they made, the O-Ring Ghostbusters set. Like,
Yeah.
I just honestly need that for my giant crossover with O-Ring figures. It's really tempting.
Maybe they would drive the Thunder Machine Soundwave.
They would drive any of it.
Yep.
Look at what they made their car out of. They would take any
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, an old Hearst.
Yeah, Dylan was not a looker.
All right. Well, keep an eye out for Anna's Instagram.
I'm gonna post things someday.
I don't know if I can ramble on and try to find it at the same time. I don't know if I'm that quick or that good at interneting. But check me out. I'm on YouTube. I have my own channel. So yes, we're on YouTube right now, but I have my own channel. It's at Talib1980_collects. I do 2 reviews a week. I might have to start pushing that up because I got a pile of stuff next to me. But typically I do a Transformers review on Tuesday, which tomorrow is the Kotobukiya Optimus Prime. That review is going up tomorrow. And then Friday, I don't have anything planned for Friday, but Friday's usually just any action figures that I have laying around, either it be Classified, Legends, or Street Fighter, Jada. And then on Sundays, I do blockies or just builds in general. If I run out of blockies, maybe it will just be like a little talk show type thing, but I go live on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. This week, I started building a universal hibernation pod, which is like it's a hibernation pod. I want to use it for my Dr. Mindbinder's lab. I got the pod built. I still have to build the control panel, so that'll probably be next week, and then I might toss a blocky in with it because I still have some Galaxy class Wave 1 blockies to build. Also, as you're watching right now, I'm on the Figure Fight Club channel. Mondays is Decepticast every Monday at 10:15, where me and Anna discuss news, topics, all things Transformers. We might go into some G.I. Joe or something adjacent. And then on Tuesdays on Figure Fight Club channel is open mic night. Anybody can join the chat. Anybody can come and join us live. Break that YouTube live cherry. Come on there, talk with us. Don't be a jerk is pretty much the main rule. It's basically us talking about toys and show and tell. And then Friday is, I don't want to say it's the main show, but Fridays is the show where we do bulk of the interviews, with it being other influencers, people that are into the business, and things like that. And we have a quick video to kind of show you who will be appearing this Friday.
Join the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break of dawn. Collectors gather around, any drink will do. Pick a fight club, oh, we welcome you. We welcome you. We're talking about old classics and new releases. Trade secrets on how to store.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't work, so I'll be able to be on that interview. So there is a toy developer going to be on this Friday's show. I was trying to see if we could stall for the next 7 minutes, but I don't think I have anything else to say.
I'm good.
Just, stop fearing and missing out on stuff, because I don't know. Join us next week. Oh, wait. One other thing. So join us next week. I had what I was going to say, but I don't think we have a topic next week, but we've been spitballing some things. So I appreciate... Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Jeez. I appreciate everybody showing up this evening. We had a decent turnout. The chat was getting pretty active when I was getting kind of toxic talking about scalpers. So I appreciate everybody coming in. Zakanan, Frank, HGC, Michael Benz, the Collector was in here. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it together, Zakanan. Abby was in the chat. Abby in the background. Yeah, that's what I want to thank Abby. Abby producing in the background. Zaldron's in the chat. Catherine showed up. representing our book club, Kaiju Kitty. So thank you all for showing up. And yeah, that's all we got. Thank you. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Jobby.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.